Namaste, Krishna Rao garu. Welcome to IYRTalks English edition. We'll discuss about the proposal by China on elephant dragon dance. That is, elephant represents India and dragon represents China. So, these two countries, because of the Trump, China is proposing that we should come more closer for global South leadership. This is the objective. That's what the Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi expressed. The collaboration between India and China is only the right choice at this juncture. So while this is so, we have got still very unsettled issues like border disputes with China for a long time and all that. And he is a fair weather friend. If it comes to his own thing, then he may come and all that. We cannot believe China. The history repeats, says that we have got a factual data on this. So, even the post-Ladakh standoff also is one of the issues not settled and all that. So, they said we should have a strategic dialogue between both the prime ministers and we should evolve a strategy to counter America's tariff war. So, there are many issues in this, but what do you think if India and China come together, whether we are going to really face the wrath imposed by America and tariffs and all that, whether we can still live and all that. So, this is very, very important because the major consuming area is United States of America, either for India or for China. Where are they going to dump these products? This being the case, I request you to kindly give a little input on this dragon elephant dance.
One thing is, there's this famous quotation which a lot of people keep on repeating. In international relations, there are no permanent friends, there are no permanent enemies, there are only permanent interests. That's one point. So, at some time or the other, both these countries who are fighting each other coming together is a possibility. But we also have to take a historical perspective of the thing, mutual interest, the nature of the country, all these things count. This is not the first time they have given a offer for cooperation. In fact, after India became an independent country in 1947, it didn't try for a permanent seat in the United Nations. If they really were with America and tried for a permanent seat in the United Nations Security Council, they could have got it at that time. But instead they proposed China, thinking that that's a much bigger country and a communist country, and Nehru's misplaced, what should I say, misplaced faith in communism and China. And then went up to Bondu conference and then told Hindu Chini, bye, Panchsheel, only to be stabbed in the back in 1962 when we were just not prepared to wage a war. That's the unkindest of cut that the Chinese have given to India. And they didn't stop there. And afterwards, they just ignored India. Basically, they just ignored India. More so after 1971, when Kissinger went to Beijing via Pakistan and worked for a rapprochement between China and America. Then, as recently, they again started the Gulf War and stating that all those pesos are mine. So, fundamentally what he is saying, let us leave the border issue, let us concentrate on economic cooperation. We should say no. First settle the border issue, then economic cooperation. Because if you keep that boiling, one day or the other he will take it up as is convenient to it. Once it is once for all settled, mutual give and take, then there is no problem. Economic growth and economic cooperation can continue. In fact, there is this theory, the future lies with a a cooperated effort and integration of the economies of Russia, China and India. They alone can give the momentum for the global growth. America and Europe may not be in a position to give that type of a push for the global growth. But for that to happen, first the border needs to be settled. We cannot leave the border as it is and then get into an economic cooperation with these people who are most unreliable in the whole of the world. They had a fight with Vietnam. They went to fight with them. They had a fight with Russia. They had a fight with India. All their neighbors they have a fight with. And whole of South China Sea, they have a fight with every country, whether it is Philippines, Japan, Korea, everyone. So how can you trust that type of a country and go ahead with a economic cooperation, leaving the border out? That should not be. Now, the reason for this man's change of heart is simple. America is denying access of their market to China. They need to find new markets for their goods, and India is a big market. So at this time, it is in the interest of China to revive a economic cooperation with India. That's why he is harping on that. But we should very firmly say, first settle the border and then only we'll talk of other things. Otherwise, India will be at a loss in the long run.
You expressed a nice opinion on the issue. Let us see how we are going to go forward on this matter. Thank you.